Hello and welcome back to Plate Stack Chat. As always, I am Jason, and once again, I have a wonderful guest to join me for a chat. Don't forget to check out Strivey if you're in the market for a smooth operating system to track and share your workouts. So this week we are back with another star of the United Grid League. She was part of the reinvigorated Palm Beach Breakers, who always had a smile on her face, and that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone considering her background in cheer. So let's see if she can bring a little bit of cheer to the podcast, the fabulous Hayley Booker.
Hello, Jason. Thanks so much for having me. Super excited to be here.
I mean, it took some work for us to
It did, and I'm so
to
sorry
sync up the
about that.
calendar.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
also sorry.
No, and hey, the whole time change thing, kudos to you for being up past 8:30 because I'm not a night owl. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and I think I almost messed the timing up because maybe when we were actually booking in the time,
Yeah.
there is a very brief period of time where we change the clocks
Oh, yeah,
and you
on Sunday.
haven't yet changed them in America.
No, so y'all fall back.
Yeah,
Yep, we did that on Sunday on the 2nd.
yeah.
So,
And we did it maybe 2 weeks before you.
oh my gosh, okay,
So
I
there's
didn't know
like
that
this
happened
so,
before.
no, I didn't know it happened before until the time I booked some shows in on that
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
and realized that we had different, like I'd done the time zones where I'd always done them, and I was like, oh, they're always this many hours ahead or this many
Yeah.
and then it didn't work, and I was like, oh, uh-oh,
Oops.
what's happened? What's
At
happened
least,
here?
yeah, at least you figured it out though, and everything worked itself out. But yeah, the whole going forward, going backwards, I get there's some kind of reason why we do it, but
Yeah.
it definitely
You know,
messes you up a little bit.
the solution? Half an hour. Just
Yeah.
pick half an hour. We'll move forward that far, and we'll stay there.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad about that.
Look who's in the chat already. Oh, Mr. Hornaday is here.
Yes.
Speaking of someone I should be getting on the show, Haley, we said about how
Yes.
hard it was to get you on. This guy,
He's next.
he is next. I will message him straight after the show. That's a
Yeah. Mr.
promise.
Coach of the Year.
Well, I mean, well, we'll talk about that when he's on. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that
we'll
when
get
he's on.
there.
We'll get him on to talk about that. No, but yes. What I loved at the championship match was his assistant.
Yeah.
They they had with him is I want to say it was his nephew, maybe, that was with him.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on the relationship
Yeah,
between the two of them, but yeah, it was awesome that he got to be included in that.
yeah. I love it. I love it. He's training up not just the next generation, but the next
Yeah.
generation of grid coaches.
Yes. We're here for it. If all grid coaches in the future are like Matt Hornaday, grid has a bright future because that man is so passionate and did so much for me this year. So yeah, bright future there.
Yes, and he has confirmed it was his nephew, Jaden.
Yep.
I think I said nephew, right? Is that what I
Yeah.
guessed? Yes. It was a while ago, and I don't know if people noticed, but I was pretty tired that whole weekend.
Yeah. Your travel day to get there. I thought my travel coming from Colorado going to Florida was kind of crazy, but you have me beat by a long shot.
Yeah. But as I said to people, I was like, if it wasn't a travel nightmare, is it
Yeah.
really the grid experience? I don't think
Honestly,
so.
yeah. No, I learned very early on. So, like when we had our first ever camp together, it wasn't the combine, it was the camp. My
Right.
travel day to get there was a nightmare. And that set the stage of like, I need to prepare like a day before all of my travel moving forward in case those travel nightmares did happen.
Yeah. It's the times that I've been watching, because apart from the championship match is everything else I've watched from home.
Yeah.
And I would be in like the live chat, and like the Sharks were playing, and suddenly I see Dana Paran talking
Yeah.
in the chat, and I'm like, aren't you
What do you
supposed to be there? Like,
Yeah.
that's your team. You should be on there. He's like, I'm in the airport. I'm stuck in the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then there was also a player for the Bandits that was also stuck
Yep.
in like they were in the same airport, and I was like, okay, this.
Yeah, I think a
Here
couple
we go.
players from the Wild too before Dallas had some troubles getting there. It just, time of year and flights, and it doesn't sound like flights upcoming recently for the holidays here in the States at least are going to be
Oh,
any
really?
better. So flying is just kind of a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, I will be flying in December, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I will be going. Actually, it's kind of relevant to the show, I suppose. I will be in Italy. I will be at the full series that is on the, I want to say 13th, 14th, and 15th of December. It's a
Okay.
Friday to Sunday. So that is an event that's taking place in Milan.
Oh, nice.
I did a show some time ago with the director of the full series where he talked about they are, if not the longest, one of the longest running like CrossFit competitions in Europe, and they
That's
are very
awesome.
much we started like in the car park of the gym, and
Yeah.
then
Like
now
very
they've grown.
grassroots.
Yeah, and grown and grown and grown. So yeah, they invited me to go over there, so that's where I'll be. I've booked my flights. My flight's going out will be fine. My flight coming back will be interesting
Fingers
because
crossed that it's just smooth and it surprises you.
it's it's fine. It's just I have to fly to London. There is a coach that goes from the airport to the Bath bus station here, and it's like a 15-20 minute walk from where I live, so that's fine.
Okay.
Um, but it's the very last one of the day.
Oh no.
It's
So if you
around like
miss it or if
if I
something,
Yeah,
knock on
and I
wood.
think I think my plane is getting in an hour before the bus, and I was
Ah,
like, "Oh, that's absolutely fine. I don't, I've only got like carry-on luggage, so
yeah.
and it's back in England, so it's not like I'm gonna have any issues going through kind of passport control and things like that because I'm going back
Yeah.
into England, so that should all be fine." I'm flying into Heathrow, and they have like these two terminals, and I realized, oh no, the bus leaves from terminal 2 and 3. I'm getting into terminal 5. You have to get like a train between
Oh
them.
no.
So train
Well,
is the train takes
yeah.
5 minutes and it goes every 15 minutes. So theoretically,
Okay.
even if I got there and the door closed,
Yeah.
within 20 minutes I should be able to get to the other terminal.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of hypotheticals. And if I
It's
admit
like
and if
too close for comfort.
yeah, and I got this coach last time when I was coming back from Luxembourg,
Yeah.
when I was at the Iron Showdown, which is another
Okay.
lovely competition for people can check out. And I got that coach because my flight was massively delayed, and so I missed the one I was supposed to get.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I can get this one, and if I don't get this one, I'm
Yeah.
living in the airport."
SOL.
Yeah. So, yes, so I've got all that to come in December, but
Yeah.
the flight should be fine. I'm flying with British
Yeah.
Airways. That should be fine, right? That's like a proper airline.
Right.
Anyway,
Fingers crossed.
That's enough about me, but it's all CrossFit stuff, so I should
Yeah.
talk
No,
I
it's all
should talk
related.
about it.
Yeah,
I
you
should
should
talk about
talk
it.
about you. You talk about
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
else too.
I prefer everybody else. I prefer everybody else. Anyway, let's talk about you,
Yeah.
Haley. So, this was your first grid season, right?
Yes, this was my rookie season.
I mean, I'm okay. Let's start. We'll start there, and then we'll do this very cinematic. We'll start
Okay.
with your rookie season, and then we'll flash back.
Okay.
So, how did you end up getting onto the team in the first place? Did you reach out to them? Did they reach out to you? Did you do tryouts? Did they stalk your Instagram? That tends to be one of the favored tactics of coaches.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
it
So
happen?
funny enough, it was, I want to say a couple of years ago. I was living in Georgia at the time, and I'm fast forwarding to when I first heard about grid. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw burpee back tucks. And we did those for conditioning. Like you threw an X amount of number of those, you went and did a stunt. You did a full out routine. If something fell, you had to do those as like a punishment. And so like
Right.
that was something that like I had trained and knew I know I could probably do it with my eyes closed just because we've done so many of them in the
Yeah.
time that I've been that I was cheering. And so I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, like that's in a sport. Like it's kind of CrossFit-ish. It was at the time that I was getting really into CrossFit and I was like, how do I do this? What's going on? And it was Florida Grid League at the time. And so I didn't really know anybody in the space. And it seemed like, hey, you have to live in Florida. You have to live by your team. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe someday the winds will take me to Florida
Yeah.
and I'll be on a team. That did not happen while I was in Georgia. I ended up moving to Colorado about 2.5, maybe just under 2.5 years ago. And had some mutuals in the world of CrossFit fitness, who were on teams but didn't live in the space where the team was. So I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute, it's possible. So I know you mentioned the thing about Instagram, which is so funny because like that's how I started coaches and people. I posted a video of myself doing burpee back tucks, and I said something like, there was a song called Girls, and that was the song in the background of the story. And then it had said, girls just want to play grid league in 2025. It's me, I'm the girls. And I like posted that on my story. And it got some traction. And so I can't remember the time frame of that, but I have serious conversations about being on a grid team, starting, I want to say like I don't even know if it might have been January, could have been just end of the year of this past year, but serious conversations happening in January. And so I was talking to a couple of teams, and I found the breakers through Matt Evans. He saw my video and was like, have you thought about playing grid? Because I started posting more videos of me doing grid related skills, because I'm like, someone's going to see this. Like, I can do this. Like, let me just start putting this out in the universe. And I was like, yeah, that's the plan. Like, I'm going to play grid. I didn't know who, but I was like, I have this goal and I really want to achieve that.
Yeah. Have you thought about playing grid? Like, have you seen my Instagram? I'm just I'm just putting up every grid movement I can find.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
it's
what
not a
made you think that?
coincidence.
Yeah. What made you think I wanted to play grid? Because I do.
In
And
your homemade grid uniform.
exactly, as I like come out. No. But yeah, so Matt Evans, who then connected me with Matt Hornaday, and we all started to have conversations. And so I had talked to a couple of coaches at that time and had really narrowed it down to either being with the Wild, because I was in serious conversations with Dan from the Wild, who Dan is an awesome human, but also the Matt Hornaday and Matt Evans. And it honestly came down to a phone call. Like, I told Matt Hornaday, I think he was in Alabama for the combine. They tried to get me to come out for that, but I think I got my invite like the weekend before it happened. And so like flights, speaking of flights being crazy, from Colorado to Alabama or Nashville last minute, it was like, I absolutely can't do that. That's crazy expensive. But we were on the phone and I had like a couple of final questions, and he was like, so are we doing this? And I was like, yeah, we're doing this. And that's how the conversation went. He sent me my LOI once he was able to. And that's how I got with the breakers.
Yeah, which is good. The breakers have had an incredible it was, as I said in the intro, I think reinvigorated. It was like a completely, it was a new breakers by far. And it was a new breakers. It was, some returning players, but a lot of new players, that some rookies like yourself, others that come over from other teams. We also just have to address the fact that you're a viral superstar now as well.
Which is insane, because myself doing burpee back tuck so many times, but for some reason the Instagram algorithm picked up on the one video I posted, and it's almost at 4 million views now. And I can't wrap my head around that, because like that, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Sometimes there is no rhyme and reason to it. And,
right.
And and people will tell you, no, there is, and it's to do with this and that. And I'm like, I get that there is, but I look at some of the stuff I post and like the fluctuation between quite similar things. I'm like, well, why did this one take off and this one didn't?
Right.
Oh, here we are. So Matt says, I was in the car driving back to the airport right after our combine and adding the final part to the squad. So glad you joined us.
No.
The trouble is, for me, this has been the hard. This has been the hard thing this year in particular, but it's been hard since I began. Is the more I speak to the players and the more I speak to coaches and owners and people that are involved, the more heartbreaking it is when I hear like, it could have been the Wild, could have been, and then it's like, oh, and because of one phone call, I went with the Breakers, and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for the Breakers. I'm so sorry for the Wild. And then, Billy was going to join
Venom.
The Venom, and it was because
and
Dylan gave her a cupcake. Like,
but I think like, not to be super cliche, but like everything really does happen for a reason in the grand scheme of things. And like who the Breakers were this past year, like meant a lot to me and did a lot for me in my life. And so like, granted, we had a really great season, but I think like on even like a personal growth level too. Like if I wasn't on the breakers, like I wouldn't have made the connections that I did. I wouldn't
Mhm.
have the millions of group chats I do now with people that I consider to be some of my best friends. Like I may not have been put into like some skills that I took a risk and like tried to do and like learned more about myself like athletically too. So yeah, I think everything happens for a reason, and like I'm really happy, I am where I am, and I ended up with who I'm with. It was a really great journey, and I'm super excited to like continue it.
Yeah. And well, talking of continuing, I noticed you've been re-signed. So
Yes.
that's so 2026 is happening. I mean, I'm I'm tempted to like change tack this season, but
Yeah.
I don't think I can. Like I'd like
Yeah.
maybe I can do it in conjunction with, but it might upset people because I'm
Yeah.
kind of tempted to follow a team, like embed in the
Yeah.
team and just, you know, do
Really
more
dive into
following
that.
one specific, a bit more of the behind the scenes with the team type thing.
Yeah.
Um, which is very hard to do from over here.
Yeah. Oh, I
So
can only
that's
imagine. It's hard to like call into practice sometimes for me. So I can't imagine
yeah.
like, especially with the time and everything,
So
it would
but
definitely be a challenge.
we'll see. I mean, it
Yeah.
would probably be the Breakers. I feel like
We
I,
would
I
love
know the
that.
Breakers very well. I almost throw it out to the universe of the person that adds me to the group chat first. They might get
Yeah.
they might get that coverage,
Hold
but
on.
we'll
Let me
see.
go add you to our group chat.
These groups, from what I hear about these group chats,
Oh, they're so fun.
across every team, what I hear about
Yeah.
these group chats are
Oh, absolutely. I think there's something really special. I mean, with the breakers, because like the breakers, but with team sports in general, like the bonds that you build with your teammates, like the chemistry, the camaraderie, like the trust you have to have in each other, like that's a special kind of connection that you don't have with like the everyday, like Joe Schmo that you say hi to in the grocery store, you know?
yeah. I'd hope not.
Yeah.
I'd worry about you if the
Yeah, you're a
average
very
Joe
trusting
Schmo, you were
person.
like, can you watch my dog, my baby, and my car while I just quickly run
Absolutely not.
over this thing? I've
No.
got my Breakers tie on as well, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
No, I wasn't able to see it, but I love it.
This is
Showed
the
up for
one
the
that was
occasion.
well, Shay bought it for me. I feel like every opportunity to wear it on here, I have
You
to.
have
So
to.
whenever a
Yes.
breaker is on, I break out the
Yeah.
Breakers tie,
I love it.
which is thank you. Well, thanks Shay.
Yeah.
Thank the new house.
Shay knows
Uh,
fashion. If you're going to take fashion advice or wear anything from anybody on the Breakers team, it's Shay, hands down.
yeah.
She's got a link for everything she has and is like the best dressed human. So shout out to Shay.
Oh, see, I didn't know that she didn't mention this when she was on the show. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll
another
have
thing
to.
I've seen on my desk. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's just on my desk. So this
Yep.
was not planned.
Oh, yes. Game plan. Love me some
But
game
look
plan
how
from
look how
here.
slim that's getting now.
I know. If only you lived closer, I'd give you a couple of my packs.
I know, I
Really
know.
great humans, though, behind that brand. You got the
Yeah,
chance to meet with and talk with them, right?
yeah, I had a nice chat
Yeah.
with them when I was in Florida. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember well. Where were we? In Florida.
Yeah.
Now you said a couple of things. I want to dive into these because we can talk grid, but I've talked grid a lot with people,
Yeah.
and it was I'm not sure you're going to give. Well, maybe I don't know. I was going to say I'm not sure you're going to give me some amazing new unique insight on the team that I have not yet
Yeah.
heard from everybody else that was on the team.
Right.
And I know going forward, we've got secrets. Right, 2026.
Yeah.
It's secretive. We can't talk too much. As much as I
Yeah.
try. Um, I mean, it's interesting now seeing because now we're starting to see the players signing. So we saw like new players sign.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Wolves are a great example because we saw all the new players that like people we'd never heard of or
Right.
we'd heard of but not within grid. Blah 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 blah. And then there was like the switch. Okay, now
Yeah.
people are free to swap teams, and we
Yeah.
finally start saying, "Oh, that's an interesting signing here, interesting signing there." I was seeing re-signings. So I'm curious to see what's going on with the Breakers, but I will.
Yeah.
I will get Matt Hornaday on and speak to him.
Yeah. No, and I think there's a little element of surprise too.
Yeah,
I feel like I know some people on other teams pretty well, but again, like you don't know what happens behind closed doors or what people are thinking or feeling or,
yeah,
what they're going to do. And so, yeah, these little elements of surprise like keep grid exciting. So you got to try to get the information, but sometimes it's just like, oh, it pops up and then the
yeah,
reporting happens afterwards.
yeah. There is. There's one person that it would like surprise me if they moved, but
Yeah.
also not surprise. Like it would be surprising because I feel like they're very close to their team and they're very embedded in their team.
Yeah.
But it would also not surprise me because of people on the other team.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe when we hit end call or stop record,
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
I
gonna
will
have to pick your brain
give
on
you
that.
a name and who
Okay.
I'd be interested to see. Um,
Yeah.
but what I am curious about is your background.
Yeah.
So you were doing kind of CrossFit stuff prior to Grid.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Sort of.
I'm like, okay, how long have I been doing CrossFit? Because in the grand scheme of my life, like it's really not that
Yeah.
long of a journey. I want to say it's probably been just about 4 years now of like training
Oh, hey, you frozen.
CrossFit
Oh,
style. Oh, I'm frozen. Am I
yeah.
back?
Oh, you're back. Yeah. What was great is
I'm
you
back.
froze
Okay.
and then you said, "Oh no, I'm frozen," and then I'm back. Yeah. So,
Okay. So sorry about that. But yeah, it's around 4 years like doing CrossFit, training that way. But I grew up really active. And so like I did every sport under the sun growing up and then really got into competitive cheerleading.
okay.
Did that for 11
Pin
years.
in that. I've got a lot of questions about that, so we're going to
Okay,
circle back
yeah.
to that.
I mean, we could dive right into that. I mean,
Okay,
if
let's
you
get into
want to
that right
think
now.
like, yeah, like cheer Netflix, like that competition that they competed at, we did in a different division. So like
Right.
that's the style of competitive cheer that I did just for everybody. I love Bring It On, but I was not a Bring It On type of cheerleader. I just want to put that out.
Well, it's okay. Well, you see, this is the interesting thing. It's like I feel like I mean, there's a lot of gaps in my sporting knowledge,
Yeah.
absolutely, because I don't really follow sport. I didn't follow really any sports prior to kind of getting into CrossFit. Um,
Yeah.
like I just be, I played lots of different sports at
Right.
school and stuff, so I know the rules of most of the sports, and like if it was on TV, I could tell you, oh, that's this and this is what's happening. I just didn't care. I'm like,
Yeah.
if I've got 2 hours to sit down and waste, I'm probably going to watch a movie over
Yeah.
watching a sporting event. Don't mind doing the stuff. It's just I didn't find it that interesting. And I've gone into this with people that do CrossFit now, saying like why I think uh, I found CrossFit and even Grid like interesting in
Yeah.
comparison. And I actually think it is the comparative nature of it. Is that
Okay.
I find it hard to just rehashing stuff here, but I will let you know what it is. Is that
Yeah.
I find it hard with most sports um to be like, okay, he can, like obviously football or soccer here
Yeah.
in the UK is one of the bigger ones. My brother's absolutely mad on it. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this guy's a professional. He's getting paid, an insane amount of money because he can kick a ball,
Yeah.
and like he can kick the ball better than me,
Yeah.
but I can't quantify like why and how. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like I get that he's better than me, but it's not, like why, like how, what are we doing different? I don't get it. And then you
Yeah.
look at like CrossFit and it's like, okay, he can clean and jerk this much weight.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't do that. Or, oh, I can do that weight. That's my 1 rep max. Oh, you're doing 30 unbroken. Okay, I
Yeah.
see where we did. Do you know what I mean? It just, for me, it's very easy to understand what they're doing and how hard it is, the thing they're doing. Like I
Yep.
can, or sometimes even like, oh, we can actually, yeah, we do the same workout. I can do that workout,
Yeah.
but it took me 20 minutes and it took you 7. Like
Yeah.
that's the difference. And I just like that. That sort of
Yeah.
appeals to me. And I'm like, I get this. So that's why.
Yeah.
So I've got lots of gaps in my sporting knowledge. That was the question. That was what I was saying. Uh,
Yeah.
but the thing we don't have here at all really is like cheer.
Yeah.
We don't have it like cheerleaders at events. We don't have competitive cheer. I believe I should be careful what I say. We absolutely have it somewhere because we've got
Yeah.
everything. There's always like there's ice hockey in Bristol. Like who's playing? I don't know anybody who's playing ice hockey, but then one CrossFit guy I know was like started doing ice hockey in Bristol, and I'm like, well, that's
You're
why do
like
they have
how?
that? Yeah, who
Yeah.
like no, not even how, but like you've got to have enough teams to have like a league. That's
Right.
crazy.
Like you can't play the same team or the same three
No,
people every
yeah,
game or match that you have.
yeah. So I am sure somewhere they are doing
some kind of
competitive cheer
competitive cheer.
in the UK. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not mainstream.
Yeah.
So already, like, define the difference when you said, like, I'm not doing, like, bring it on cheer.
Yeah, I think like
What are you not doing?
so when I was growing up, and this is something like my dad and I joke about now, but like my dad was like, "Yeah, like you're gonna be an athlete, you're gonna be doing all these things," and then he's like, "You're choosing cheerleading," and I was like, "What do you mean I'm choosing cheerleading? Like I get to flip, I get to be in the air, I get to put people in the air, like I'm doing all these super athletic things." Um, but it wasn't like the traditional look of sport. And so he had that same mentality of like, hey, a cheerleader stands on the sidelines, shakes her pom poms, tries to like wear really short skirts and stuff, like just not what a cheerleader actually is. It just like
Right.
I think the older version of like what cheer was. And cheer now, and it's funny because we joke that I'm the most athletic kid in our family. And I say kid, I'm a grown adult, and so are my siblings, but the most athletic out of us all because I can do some of these like crazy flips and things like that. But yeah, so when I say like more competitive, I mean, hey, for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I am busting my butt, throwing, tumbling, jumping, throwing people around, getting thrown in the air with a smile on my face for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then like crushing. So it's a very strenuous like sprint, which maybe
Mhm.
that's why like I love grid so much too, is
I was
because
gonna
that's
say,
also
yeah, like
very
you're
fast
literally
paced.
describing grid
Yeah,
as you're saying that. Apart from the
right.
smile on the face, you're the only one with the
Exactly.
smile.
I
But
was just
everyone
gonna
else,
say that too. Yeah, so if you're wondering why I have a smile on my face, I was trained to while I was suffering. And so like you probably aren't gonna know when I suffer. But yeah, so that's kind of the difference of like, hey, you're competing against different teams too with that routine that you do.
Mhm.
And that's the sport. Yes, I still did like do stuff on the sidelines, but we're still doing those athletic skills like playing, jumping, stunting, at pretty difficult levels throughout the time
Yeah.
that I did it.
So what I find interesting is like, so Sabrina came on.
Yeah,
We were talking about her background in. Oh, you guys were almost going to come on together. This would
I
have been an
know. I
interesting.
was so bummed I couldn't that day.
This would have been an interesting conversation to have because we were
Yeah.
talking about the team being on a team,
Yep.
and for her, the fact that it was like a co-ed team was kind of different from her experience in gymnastics
Yeah.
because when it's just a big group of girls together, things can get a bit dramatic. Things.
Yeah.
This is what she was telling me, everybody. So before you
Yeah.
come at me, these are
No,
her
you're
words. I'm
good.
paraphrasing what she said.
Yeah.
um, so she was talking about that, but I'm guessing your team was co-ed as well, then, or
So
was
I
it
did
just
cheer. Yeah, I cheered on co-ed and all girl teams. So
yeah,
it was dependent on the year. So we had different teams. We were a Division II school at the time. The school I
right,
went to, Lindenwood University, it's in the St. Charles, Missouri, St. Louis area. They've since gone D1, but they do have co-ed and all girl teams. So I was on both throughout my time there. And funny enough, the all girl teams had less drama than the co-ed teams did, with cheerleading at least. I
yeah.
will say that. So, but
I mean, that doesn't surprise me though,
yeah,
because
yeah.
especially when, like, how old were these people?
We were between like 18 and 24.
Yeah, so like hormones are going crazy. They're
Yeah,
going crazy. They're young. Maybe some are like the first time they're away from
right.
home, and like, yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
As a dad, I look at this as a very different way now.
yeah. As someone who's gone through that, I look at it like, oh, what the heck was going on there now? But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely have been in both settings, co-ed and all girl, and I love team sports. Like,
Mm,
and I think like cheerleading that translates into grit a lot of ways. One of the matters being like, hey, it is a team sport and you do have to rely on your people and you do have to do your part and you do have to make sure you're able to execute, but also able to like pick something up if someone's not able to perform something or do something. There's a
yeah.
lot of like parallels, I feel like.
And I suppose this is where, although I guess we've all, it does happen because with all teams, as I say it, I change my mind, but with all teams, it
Yeah.
sort of happens. But it's like you're a team and you've got roles on the team. and you're
Right.
sort of like, so I'm going to be doing this, and you're going to be doing that, and I need you to do this so I can do that. It kind of you have to work together because you're individuals, but you're forming
Exactly.
this sequence, this um, you know, this movement, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Whereas in some other teams, it's almost like you're jockeying for position. You're kind of like, well, actually, yes, we're a team, but we're actually competing like individually as a team, and I still want to win and do better than you. Kind of. Whereas here, you're like, no, we all need to like
Yeah.
work together to win, kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah, kind of
Which
like
is
a like track and field where it's like, hey, you're a team, but you are doing like a lot of individual events and like individual
yeah,
things, and one person can win, but like the team could do not do well. Whereas in cheerleading, if like one person in your stunt doesn't do their job, like the whole thing's coming down, and like it's going to
yeah,
be a train wreck, and it's going to impact your routine. And I think grid, while it's like, I think grid is a good mix between the two. Like everybody
yeah,
has a job, you have to be able to do that job, and you can win individually, but you need everything else to work to win the race or to win the match.
yeah, yeah. You're like, I won my bit of the sprint relay, so I'm all
Right.
good.
It's like it doesn't matter. Like you lost the sprint relay. Like you could do
No, no,
you
no,
either
but I
all
won
win.
my bit. No,
Yeah,
no, I won my bit.
right. You
What do
either
you
all
mean?
win or you all lose. Like it is what it is.
Yeah. What? So let's just bounce back to grid for a second.
Yeah.
What's your favorite like bit?
Like
Like your favorite? Well, I sometimes ask people their favorite race, but I think even that's too too broad because like, I mean, all my favorite race is this, but like
yeah.
when you're on a grid for for a match, so you go for an entire match now. When
Yeah.
you reflect back on that match, like what's your favorite part? Is it certain movements? Is it a certain style of race? Is it, the triad where you're all together? Is it the ringer point because it's all on you? Like what's the what's the best bit for you?
Yeah.
What gives you that
So
grid high?
if I mean it's like I'm literally
Oh,
like you said, am I
hold on,
frozen again?
hold on. Well, you were kind of auto tuning for a second, so let's
Oh no.
just get you back and get a nice, clear, crisp answer to this question.
Yeah. Okay, am I back?
Back enough.
Fantastic. Sorry about the connection issues there, but I think I can answer this a couple of different ways. I love a good triad. I love like that team aspect and like, hey, I'm relying on this person. Hey, I'm here to pick you up if you need it. Like that, all of the strategy and work behind a triad like resonates in like, hey, this feels very team sportish to me. But I love watching and being like, if I'm a spectator, sprint relay is so fun, especially like watching when the matches are so close, because it's like it's coming down to this, or like it could be gridlock, and like I don't know, it's just also exciting. Like it's really hard to choose like just one race or one thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was great to see the team all in the kind of spectator area
Yeah,
for the finals. So,
yeah,
at that point, you're out. You're not.
yeah,
They, like not. It doesn't matter, but like whatever these two teams do is not affecting you at this point.
right,
But it was great. Like the majority of the team, you were all still together. You were and getting really involved. People were standing on chairs. They were shouting.
yeah,
They were screaming. There were all kinds of emotions, which is great because it's nice to see the love for the show
yeah,
beyond, oh well, if I'm not doing it, I don't care. But like you all
yeah,
you're all kind of fans as well, which is nice.
right.
Um, yeah. Are there any other former cheerleaders on the grid? Do you know?
I don't know about former cheerleaders.
Or cheer? Sorry, I don't
Oh,
want to.
well, fun
I don't
fact.
want to. I don't want to.
Hey, cheerleaders is the same thing. So funny enough, Dylan Fullwood, I believe, did cheer at one point. I don't know how long that was, but we talk about going to NCAA nationals in Daytona Beach together sometime in the future. He knows the cheer. So
You know that doesn't surprise me.
yeah,
He
Dylan knows everything about everything and everyone.
Yeah, and he feels like he brings a lot of cheer to the team as
Oh
well.
yeah.
He's got that energy. He's the only other person smiling all the way through.
Yeah, I'll tell you this about Dylan. Like when I realized I made a really good decision with the breakers was a lot because of Dylan as well. So I told you about how when I flew in for that camp, that we had. My flight got delayed and delayed and delayed, and I didn't get into Fort Lauderdale until like almost 2 in the morning. Dylan waited to pick me up at the airport, and then him and Vita let me stay with them, and they were so welcoming and just like so accommodating. Like that was a really big like sign of like, hey, this is the character of like the people and potential leaders on this team. Like I feel like I'm going to be taken care of, and I trust like that I'm in the right place.
Yeah. You'll let him throw you in the air. You'll be like,
Yeah, I would
he'll catch me.
100%.
He'll catch me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm more curious about is that going to be Dylan is the glue of this team? That
Really,
one
he
of these.
really is. He's grown into
November
one of my best
2025.
friends, and yeah,
Eh,
absolutely.
It sounds like he's everybody's best friend. Everyone I talk to on your team, they're like, oh, and then of course, Dylan, oh, and then one of my best friends, Dylan
Yeah,
is like, no. And even on other teams, people have told me
yeah,
Dylan is one of their best friends. So
he
this guy's
really is.
everybody's
He's
best friend.
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah. I don't know what I've done to him to not be included in this group of best friends, but I'll get him on the show and find out.
I was gonna say, you just gotta have a good talk with him, and you'll be right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I'll be in. Then you'll see me pop up in the group chat. It was
Exactly.
Dylan,
He'll be
the
adding you
glue.
to every group chat. Be careful what you wish for.
People will be messaging me, Jason, put your times in. You haven't put your times in. I don't
Yeah.
put what times. I'm not doing this workout. If you're in the group chat, you've
Yeah.
got to do the workout. Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious if after this conversation we might see any other team owners or coaches just expanding their algorithm a little bit to bring
Yeah.
in some. Some time ago, I had an email from somebody that was some kind of champion in competitive cheer.
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't know if you want, or maybe, to be honest, it was their mum, I think, that emailed or someone like, try to
Yeah.
get around. And I was like, hey, I'm more than happy to have them on and talk, and then never heard anything back. But,
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm interested in everything. So I was like,
Yeah. They did just start, I will say, and this could potentially be like a competitor thing with Grid. Like a pro cheer league. That was
oh,
something
really?
like yeah. So I don't know all of the details about that, but they're trying to make a stage where cheerleaders like after college or cheerleaders from the all-star world can take it and like be a professional athlete as well, which I think is a really cool outlet. It'll be the first season of it this next year. It'll be interesting to see what that does. I'm sticking to Grid, so y'all don't got to worry about me. But I think that's something cool for the world of cheer for anybody interested.
Okay. I'm going to have to check that out. You know
Yeah,
that.
I'll
So,
send you more information when I find it.
so
I'll have to read up on it a little bit.
like, Jess, you coming back to America? We've got a Grid match. I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
so sorry,
and
guys. I
it's cheer
am
competition down the
I am
road.
coming to America, but I'm going to. That's like how I never managed to get to like a Wadapalooza or the games
Yeah.
or anything like that, but I got the Grid champion.
Hey, I'm not mad about it. So
I'm not mad about it. And my answer to that, to anybody that ever asks, is like everyone within the Grid community helped fund me to get me there.
right.
That's
Yeah.
why I got there.
Yeah.
Wolf back on track. Smart, love it. I'm guessing that's the cheer
That's them.
thing.
Yeah, looking for former cheerleaders.
I mean, honestly, it feels like when I was saying, oh, maybe these people will expand their algorithm, they'll start looking at
Yeah.
competitive cheer as, potential bodyweight
Yeah.
specialists.
No.
Now you're
Yeah.
literally giving them a showcase, being like, let's do a competitive cheer competition
Yeah.
where we make them do
Honestly.
kind of like Grid. And then you
Right.
watch that and then you're like, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Want to come to Grid?
Right. I mean, if anything, like tapping into those different sports, and there's not a lot of former competitive cheerleaders or competitive cheerleaders. That's going to help the sport grow. That's going to help the sport progress. So like, I'm not one to say, no, don't go find them, but like grow the pool, like get the skills up, get the people here. Like we want the best of the best on the Grid. That's like what's going to make it for the fans, for our community. And like this past year, Grid brought so much joy into my life. So like, I want to see that succeed just as much as like I want to succeed within the world of it,
Well, the other thing that's going to happen is Mathers is going to watch what these people are doing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start seeing new movements show up on the Grid.
Funny enough,
which will be good for you.
Well, I get so many messages of like, why do you post this? Like Mather's going to see this, and can we just keep the movements the same? And I'm like, hey, I'm one step ahead if he takes any of my stuff. So I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't wait that to be like that will be the kind of owners meeting will be like, "Oh, we're gonna put this movement in. Oh, I don't know because isn't that did you take that movement from Haley? So I don't think we
Yeah.
can do that movement because that's unfair if one player is an expert in
Right.
that movement." And then
I feel like
well,
they do a really good job of like having like not just one person test something. Like they take people from like different teams and have other folks test it out, so it's not like impossible. Because
yeah.
at the beginning of the season, I think there was talk of doing like a weighted backflip. And I was like, what do you mean a weighted backflip? Like I've done a lot of different backflips, but like not one with weights. And like for me, like when I put things in my hands, that throws off my set. And if I can't get up, I'm not going to
Mhm.
get around in enough time to get my feet on the ground. So there's a video
Yeah.
of me on my Instagram, funny enough, putting a med ball between my legs and doing it successfully versus like trying with the weight. So that was something crazy too. But they do have people test that stuff out. We
Yeah.
obviously did not see that come out this season, but
No. I think a lot of that depends as well on because this is the problem when you come from different backgrounds and different disciplines, but you can do the same things,
right.
but you do them in a different way.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
and sometimes we talk about it kind of being, elegant versus ugly, of like, this is beautiful, elegant
Yeah.
pirouette to handstand versus this
Yep.
ugly kind of like, but it's fast and it works and
I
it's
was
good.
gonna say that's something I've
But
had to learn. The like fast is better. It doesn't matter if like you get the perfect set or anything. If you're moving faster and can execute the skill, like cool, let's keep
yeah,
going.
but when I was in my pursuit to try and learn to do a backflip, which I have not yet finished,
Yeah.
I need to get back on that, but I've been very busy.
Yeah.
But I was going to a gymnastics gym, which was
Okay.
just down the road from me,
That's awesome.
and the way they teach is very different from, I mean, first of all, it's not a backflip, it's a back tuck, isn't it? So we all know
Yeah.
that. But we'll just keep calling it a backflip just for, the same way we
Yeah.
refer to things as a squat clean. We
Yeah.
just make up nonsense words and pretend that
Right.
that's the correct one. Um, so, but I remember the arms being like a big part of it and kind of
Mm-hmm.
really exaggerating, like throw your arms back and then, and even
Yeah.
when I was just doing like a vertical jump, it was
Yeah.
like, and throwing your arms as high in the air as you can to kind of bring you up, which,
Yeah.
it's so annoying. I'm so close. I'm so
Yeah.
close. Yeah, I
Hey,
just
practice. All the practice in the world.
well, it's very hard to practice. That's the problem
Yeah, you
because
have to be in. I am not telling anyone to go out in their backyard and practice a back tuck or a backflip.
no,
Absolutely not. If you've never done one, definitely don't do it. You'll probably like end up scorpion. But yeah, you need like
yeah,
the mats or a trampoline or the equipment or a spotter to practice
yeah.
successfully.
So I've landed a few with a spotter,
I love
but
that.
that's like but
Yeah.
they're at this gym and and it's not even like they do because I had to I had to pull a oh by the way I do stuff on YouTube and I got this thing and I've been in this
Yep.
challenge so back and kind of get in that way which made me feel dirty to do.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not me. But then I did go and do some recording for them for some of their social media stuff as well. So I was like, I paid it forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm still, I still technically I'm still in the challenge with Arthur to see which one of us can do it first.
Okay.
Um, but I don't think either of us is working on it at the moment. I'm
Okay.
just working on like getting. I'm just working on getting kind of. Oh, I've signed up for. I'm not signed up for a competition. I've been signed up for a competition, so that's
Okay.
different. That's different. So I've
Yeah.
just I'm on my like undoing 5 months of terrible training over the
Terrible
last
or
month or
productive
so.
and difficult? Challenging.
No, 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 terrible in that. So from the what are we now in the November. So like, well, more than 5 months then, because basically it was pretty much this year. Like
Yeah.
I invested some time and money into like my secular work,
Yeah.
um, more, and then just stuff was not working properly, and it was a lot of back and forth, and just stuff was going on. And until like a month or so ago, if I'd got into train twice a week, that was like good because
Yeah.
there were some weeks where it's once. I was getting like
Yeah.
one, and a couple of times I would come back in and I was like, "That's it, I'm back, guys. I think I've dealt with everything and I'm back on it."
Yeah.
And then it was just not happening. It was just not happening.
Yeah.
Um, so in February. next year, I was going to be at Wadaptive. Let's give them another shout out. How many events I've shouted out today? Wadaptive, which is a really interesting event. I've been to quite a
Okay.
few of their events to do media, and it is a pairs competition.
Okay.
One adaptive athlete, one able-bodied athlete, and you work together as a pair,
That's
and
awesome.
and you kind of do the same workout, but maybe I'll be doing box jumps and they'll be doing like wheelchair up onto a plate or something like
Yeah.
that. Or if they're single leg, it'll be maybe a box step up or something, whatever. However, it's been worked out for their adapted, for the
Okay.
adaptation that they need.
Yeah.
And I'd already said I was going in February to do media at this event, so I'm
Yeah.
already locked in. They know I'm going to
Yeah.
be there. And then out of the blue, I get a message from one of the guys being like, if we gave you an adaptive partner, would you do the event?
And how do you say no to that?
How do I
You
say no to
can't.
that? Because I'm there. I can't even be
Yeah.
like, oh, when is it? February. Ooh, I don't
Oh,
know. I might be
sorry.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't compete. It's my catchphrase is I don't compete. That's what I
Yeah.
always say. I don't compete.
Until
Um,
that weekend.
until that weekend. So I was like, and so from that day, I was like, okay, no more drinking.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any alcohol for the last, like, I don't know, 6 weeks, maybe 6 weeks or
Nice.
so. I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's an easy one to
To cut
help
out.
bring my
Yeah.
fitness up, is just stop that.
Right.
And then for the last like 5 weeks now, I guess, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow morning, and that will be like the 5th week of 4 sessions a week. I'm back in. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm really kind of dialed in on training again,
Yeah. That's
and things are
awesome.
going well. Which, on the one hand is good. On the other hand, it's kind of like, what was your problem all these last weeks? Because you could do it. You just let
Yeah.
stuff
I
get in the
mean,
way.
we all go through different phases of life though. And like there's different priorities and different things. And when you have something to work towards, it kind of lights that fire underneath you, like, oh crap, like I gotta
Yeah.
get back into this. And so it's helping you rebuild back into like your healthy habits again.
Yeah. The good thing as well is the event is in February, which means for the first time in a long time, I will hopefully be like in really good shape going into the Open,
Okay,
because
nice.
usually the last 2 years I got really ill before the Open. So this year
Oh man.
I'm hoping for a relatively good Open. Not that the
Yeah.
Open means anything to me.
Right.
And when when I used to always say, I don't compete, the owner of the box, well, one of the owners of the box, that is Ollie Mansbridge, who is he used to be the what is he, like the European CrossFit manager, but I think he's now doing something in the US as well. So he's like, he's very in within the kind of CrossFit and
Yeah.
what they're doing and all of that. And he would say to me, well, you do the Open every year. That's a competition. And I would be
Yeah.
like, not the way I do it. Not the way
Yeah.
I do it. I do it as a part of the community, particularly a part of the community of this CrossFit box. And
Right.
that's why I do it. And I do it to support the like little teams we build within the, usually we're like divided into 3 teams or something within the box, and we get points for our
Yeah.
team. And that's why I do it. And
Yeah.
I have never repeated open workout.
That's so smart. I wish I could go back to like young CrossFit Haley and just be like, it really isn't that deep. Like
Yeah.
you don't got to do that again. It doesn't have to
No.
hurt again. But like I've been there and I've redone stuff.
Yeah.
But
And I know there are some I could do better if I'd done it.
right.
But I've also said, like, if I was walking from the barbell to the rig and I tripped on the chalk bucket and like
Yeah.
lost 20 I'm still not redoing that workout, because it
No.
does not matter. Like,
Right.
for
Like
me.
in the grand scheme of things, what does that mean in 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah. And
You're
I
gonna
understand
remember
if
the
you're
memories
trying
you
to,
made in the community.
yeah, if I realize if you're close and you're going to qualify and it
That's
means
totally
something
different.
great. But for me, it's like the difference of being really low on the table or mid low on the table. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm enjoying my time as a masters athlete, so that's
Hey,
all I care.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's that I think it's either yeah, because so it's based on how old you would be at the games, isn't it?
I'm not
That's how they do
entirely
it.
sure.
Yeah. So I think it's so like you might be like so at the time of the Open, you might be just under the age of a masters athlete.
Okay.
But if you will be a masters athlete by the time of the games, I think that's how they
Okay.
do the cutoff.
The cutoff.
Which I think means this year will be my last year in this
That
Masters
age group of the
category,
Masters.
and then I'm moving up.
That's
Mhm.
exciting.
Well, it's not that exciting because well, actually, how old's Rich Froning?
I do not know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, because I know we're in the same Masters category. I'm with
Yeah,
him and Scott Panchik and all of those, but maybe this is like the 1 year
they won't be.
that they won't be and I will be, and I'll be like, oh, it's the only year I could. Not that that will help, but you know, I
Yeah.
lose my usual excuse of why I don't bother. I'm not Rich Froning. Anyway, there you go. Wow. Okay. So cheer. So I guess the only other question then is how did you get from cheer to CrossFit? Where was that
Yeah.
link?
Yeah, so I graduated college and actually went into bodybuilding for a year after that because I was like, oh, I want to be competitive. I absolutely hated it. The whole like having to restrict myself. I'm not the happy-go-lucky best version of myself when I'm hungry. Let's just
Yeah.
say that. And so
No.
I trained at like low gyms after that until
Right.
I walked into a CrossFit gym and I absolutely hated the first workout I did because I was bad at it. And I
Okay.
was like, okay, I'm really bad at this. I guess I'll keep coming back to see if I can get better. And then also at that point in my life, and I think a lot of people have the same story, like I was a little lost. I had just gone through some personal difficult times and I was really trying to rebuild myself. So it gave me a challenge and like it was the opportunity to like prove myself that like I am capable of hard things and like I'm capable of making myself stronger. I'm capable of rebuilding myself and like it gave me that platform to do all of those things to
Nice.
become the person I am today. So I'm definitely
Okay.
thankful that I did walk into a CrossFit
Yeah.
gym.
Did you do any like bodybuilding show then?
Yeah, so I did one show. I did NPC fitness. So
Right.
the thing about fitness is like there's a little like almost cheer routine, which is why I like gravitated towards it, but you still have to diet and like do
Yeah.
things. But yeah, the whole dieting thing, it was miserable. Like I went from being like in shape to where I was like, okay, this next week I'm gonna finish cutting down. Everything's gonna look really great. Like I feel pretty shredded right now to where like the week going into my show, I just like blew up. Like I was holding water. I just they call I don't even know. People refer to it as like your package, like what you bring to the stage. I did not look the way that I wanted to or thought that I was going to look and like I was really disappointed in like the outcome of everything and just
Yeah.
the experience. So I was like and then I gained like 20 pounds after that because I just went back to eating normal and
Right.
that was terrible. So
Yeah. How so you only did it for a year, did you say?
yeah, I only
How
so yeah, go for it.
well I'm okay. I'm curious and I'm gonna be gentle and polite, but also
Yeah.
whatever. I'm gonna talk about
Hey,
your
I'm
body.
an
I'm
open
so
book,
sorry.
so
Um well I'm just curious. So I'm guessing with the cheer stuff you were toned. Well, I know we don't use the word toned, it's not a real thing, but I guess
yeah.
you were kind of lean but strong because you
Right.
needed to be able to do flips and jumps up, but also,
Yeah.
you've got to be able to hold people, support people. So it's that
Right.
kind of, you know, slim but strong sort
Right.
of build, I
Yeah,
would have
no.
guessed.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
in shape. Definitely in shape. But I think like stage shape and like normal people shape are totally different. Like if you
Yeah.
look at like and this isn't like a knock at anybody. Like bodybuilding is very difficult, and like the people who do it deserve like the utmost respect because it takes discipline. But like when you see someone who's getting ready for a show, like their face is a little sunken in, and like
Yeah.
you can see like every striation, and like their body is at a point where like that's not a sustainable like look
No.
or just way of living for a long period of time.
But I'm curious when you left cheer. So, oh well, how long a gap was there from leaving cheer to starting your bodybuilding kind of?
There was a yeah, there was probably like around 6 months
Okay.
in that time
Were you
span. So
were you
yeah,
training in that time?
I
Yeah.
still like went to the gym. Like I grew up going to like our local YMCA for stuff and like during cheer, like we didn't have any like other than the conditioning that we would do in practice, any weights or things of that nature. But
Mhm.
like my roommates and cheer teammates at the time, like did go and work out at the gym and learned
Yeah.
how to deadlift and learned how to lift properly and do things that were going to benefit us for our cheer routines.
Right. And so just because I'm fascinated by the fact that you were able to step on stage, even if you weren't happy with the
Yeah,
package.
I can
It's
send you some pictures of it all because like the thing about NPC fitness is when you're not in the pro
yeah,
division, like you don't have to do all the posing and stuff, but
right.
you are judged on your physique when you're doing your routine.
Yeah.
If you're in the pro division, they'll make you do like the swimsuit posing and the routine. So I was basically doing the dieting, but
Mhm.
just in like my routine outfit, doing my
Right.
routine. But yeah, I was just like holding a lot of water and you could tell like my striations weren't where I wanted them to be. And I was like more cut the week before. Um,
Yeah, you're
and
showing them
maybe I'm
pictures.
just,
You're like, "But this was me last week.
I
This was me last
know.
week. I swear I look
Yeah.
like this."
I'm like, put that up on a projector. I looked really good last week. This week, not so much. But yeah, I can send you like some pictures. I mean, I'm not like out of shape or like overweight by any means, but when it comes to the
No, no.
sport, it's totally different.
But and then you've gone from that to doing CrossFit, and
Yeah.
training that, and so how did your? Because I'm just curious the way, because obviously with like CrossFit, it's extremely functional, but it's also it's everything, right? You use you
Yeah.
know, there's you go home from like, a week of workouts and you're like, yeah, every bit of me hurts. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah, for
I've
sure.
definitely worked. There's no muscles, I haven't worked. In fact, I've discovered new muscles I didn't know I had because
A
of certain
thousand percent.
movements we've done. Um, so from like cheer to through CrossFit to now, like, did your body change in like just in the general way you looked like quite dramatically, or because you've kind of always been fit and always been leaping around and jumping and stuff, you've sort of maintained a very similar, like if I've seen pictures of you in your, apart from obviously getting older as we all do,
Yeah.
but like cheer
Might have a couple
cheer
new
Haley
wrinkles
to
or gray
grid
hair.
Haley. Oh, don't say that. I keep all
um,
my gray hairs in my beard now. That's where they live.
Hey, gray is in. So like whenever it happens, we're just letting it happen. But looking at thinking of like how I looked, like I was pretty skinny, like up until getting to college, and then like I became a woman and like started to kind of fill out a little bit more, but in like an athletic way. Like both of my parents are pretty athletic build. And so like I did get some good genetics. I'm not gonna say like, hey, I don't work hard for what I have, but like I do have a good
Congratulations.
foundation. Yeah. I do have a good foundation because of that. And so through the years, like I think there's you can see a little bit of variance with my body. Like sometimes I look a little bit more softer when it comes to like, hey, right after my bodybuilding show, I gained 20 pounds. And so like I don't look that way exactly, but with working out and making that a priority for a lot of my life, like I have had muscle definition through different aspects and different phases of different fitness.
Yeah. Just because it's always interesting when, um, yeah, it's just the way I find, because we're so surrounded by people. I've been doing CrossFit for, more than 10 years now, I guess, and been
Yeah.
sort of involved in. Oh, dog's making an appearance. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Hi,
Being
buddy. We'll see if he comes up here. But
being involved and surrounded by space, like it's so normal to see, strong, athletic people, but male and female. Oh wow,
yeah.
look at that.
Yeah, this
Um,
is Buzz.
and yet you forget kind of how for many people it's so unusual, and yet
Yeah.
it's not until you're like out in the, you know, you're out with Joe Schmo in the supermarket, and then he's
Yeah.
commenting like, "Oh, look at that person," and you're like, "What am I meant to be looking at?" And then
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, well, look at their arms," and you're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, oh well done." And no, no,
Yeah.
it's weird. And you're like, "Oh, is it weird? Sorry, I didn't."
Yeah.
Friend of the show and friend in real life, I guess, Vicky, she was on a few weeks ago. So she's just like a strong. She did like a natural strong woman competition. She does CrossFit. She was playing rugby, and even before she came on the show, she injured her knee quite badly. So she's like been on crutches for a while. She's not been walking. She's still been training. She's doing a lot of like bench and been
Yeah.
doing a lot of overhead pressing and stuff like that, obviously. And now she can move a bit on her leg. And I went in to do the workout the other day, and she's over an open gym because she couldn't do the class because there's too much leg stuff. And she said, like, she like picked up one of the plates to move it, and I had this like when later we were, moving to get stuff for the class, I just walked over and I was like, "What is going on with your arms? This is not
Yeah.
fair." Like suddenly they're massive, and she said, "All the muscle from my legs has gone to my arms." That's like that's
Yeah.
fucking up. But like I think when you're in the space and you're like, we're all about kind of like, yeah, we notice how you look, but it's also about how you perform. It's so much more about that. And
1,000%.
and like when like we got some really good athletes in the gym, and when I see them, and if I'm commenting on their body, it's about how jealous I am. Usually I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't my arms look like that? Why don't my legs look like that? um
Yeah.
but it's just crazy. So it's nice to see when people are like, for you it was just so normal because you're like, I've
Yeah.
always been sporty, I've just grown up doing that. I do
Yeah.
find it fascinating that you decided to go into bodybuilding. That is
Yeah. I don't know what we were going through at that point in
I
our
think you
lives,
were
but
just thinking like, what's another sort of sport where they have to
I a
smile?
thousand percent. Yeah. And I think it was just like the most accessible in terms of like the space I was in, what friends were doing at the time. And so, yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what my body is capable of today.
Yeah, and if Mavis decides to try and introduce some bodybuilding elements
Please
into
don't.
into
Please
grid,
don't. I know a couple
yeah,
people who might like that, but I am
yeah.
not on that list. So let's stick with
Quadrant
let's
3 is now like a posing routine that you've got to do.
yeah. So no cardio equipment and no bodybuilding related things.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mather.
I don't think we'll ever see cardio equipment.
I'm not mad
I
about
I,
that.
I don't see it. Maybe a unicycle is more
Yeah.
likely, but not cardio equipment.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I've asked this to a lot of the people on grid. I won't ask you my conspiracy theory questions about is there
Okay.
another team, because I need to ask the higher ups about that. Um,
Yeah.
I will ask you. We talked about new movements. We've talked about stuff you've done in cheer. We've talked about kind of the crazy stuff you're doing on your very popular social media these days.
Yeah.
Is there like some movement or something you would love to see introduced into grid that's not there at the moment?
Hmm. Movements that are not there at the moment. I think of just like more tumbling aspect stuff. So like burpee back tucks are great, but like what else can we add? I know I've done like back handsprings into pistols, or just like round off back tucks, or like things of that nature. Like I think those would also be very fast paced and fun to throw in. So maybe I can
Mm,
speak that into existence.
yes. Okay. There's people now just throwing their phones on the
I know
floor.
everyone's already so mad at me. Let's make them more mad, I guess.
Yeah, landing in a pistol is always oof.
So yeah, if you do a back handspring step out, your leg is already like you're going backwards, landing one foot then another, which puts you in a good position for a pistol. I've
Right.
tried it. It works. It can happen. So it is possible. I will say that. And that's a skill I feel like any previous gymnast or anyone who can do a back handspring should be able to do that, which we
Yeah.
have the back handspring ringer. So there are people on the grid who can do that.
Yeah. Some who surprised us that they can do that. Some I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting. Others
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But
Yeah. Who surprised you?
Rebecca, I think, was
Rebecca?
probably the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
She's
but they
athletic.
were,
Yeah, I could see her
yeah.
flipping.
Yeah, she is. I think the problem is just she's so strong that you
Yeah.
just, you know, and I know I shouldn't, and I know I really shouldn't, because I see what everyone is doing on the grid. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be surprised when Josh Newer does
Yeah.
legless
He
like
he
L
can do
sit
anything.
rope
Yeah.
climb. Like that shouldn't surprise me with a med bull.
Yeah.
Like that, but I pigeonhole him as a strongman guy, and he's doing the strength elements on the grid.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing him climb a rope? That's crazy, but there you go.
Right.
He can do it. Um,
Yeah.
and the same way, I just think, oh, Rebecca's so strong.
Yeah.
When you see her moving a barbell, and she just looks so comfortable doing that. And if you follow her social media, you see her kind of, the coaching stuff they're doing, and the projects they're working on. It's all very,
Right.
barbell
Strength.
focused, strength
Yeah.
focused. But so elegant the way she was doing, like so long, these
Yeah.
movements. And I was just like, wow. I Yeah, of course, of course. Why not? You're
Yeah.
all amazing athletes. Just because I can't do it doesn't mean I should assume everyone else can't do it.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff I can't do that happens on the grid, and I'm very much impressed by like all. as well. So it's something super humbling to be a part of. And it also gives like, hey, you're surrounded by these people who are capable of great things. Like it level up, like start being that capable.
Okay, talking of leveling up, here
Yeah.
we go. Let's end with this.
Okay.
Because also this feeds in a little bit of something Josh was saying when he was on the show with Shay, and they were talking about maybe certain people like having to step up and do, and he was also talking about himself, that he needs maybe to,
Yeah.
do a, like push a bit harder sometimes to, not just assume, well, that's a role for that person, but
Right.
feel like, oh, maybe I could be that, maybe I should be that person, or at least be a backup for that person.
Yeah.
Coming into this season, is there things that you're like, I'd like to be
1,000%.
more capable on this or be better on that, or I'd like them to start using me here, so I'm going to be working on that? And if so, can you share any of the kind of things you'd hope that we'll be seeing you doing maybe
Yeah.
new this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's a lot of things like this first year.
Oh, frozen again, Haley. Frozen again.
Am I back?
Your voice is back, but you're not moving yet. Okay, now you're moving again. Hold
I'm
on.
moving. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. It wouldn't be almost the end if we didn't cut out one more time. I think, this past year taught me a lot of like where I could potentially fit in more. And I think one of those things is my strength. I don't think I was super confident in some of like the ladders and different things like that. But the past couple of weeks or just since, I came back from vacation, I have been working very hard to get stronger, and I've been hitting PRs, and I want to be a force with the barbell too. I want to be able to do the burpee back tucks, but like I also want to be able to step in to get us points on different things of like strength based utility stuff, not just, the fun gymnastics. So definitely doing more with weight, but also more of the gymnastics like double touches and things on the rig. I did pullovers this past year. I've been working on those skills, and also Elsa to handstands. Those made me look like a fool this past year in Dallas, and they will not be doing that again. Just to let y'all know, I'm speaking that into existence and working to make that happen. But like I know the pieces where like I fell short or like I could have stepped up more, and so those different skills and things are like what I'm working on to get stronger and better at for this next season.
Okay. Okay. You and
Yeah.
Billy both want to be on the barbell. That's the
Yeah. I want to be able to help if it's needed. You never know what
yeah.
happens in a grid match. And if someone, heaven forbid, like got hurt or like we need someone who can just clear one barbell or something, like
Yeah.
I want to be able to say like, hey, I can step in where you need me. Or like if Matt's like, hey, we need you here. Cool. No worries. Not even concerned.
Yeah. It's like so and so's plane didn't land because
Right.
of course it didn't. It's grid. So
Exactly.
they were supposed to do this barbell. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Josh was meant to do this barbell, but we think you could step up and do it. Haley.
Yeah. If it's Josh's barbell, maybe don't put me down for that one. But like, the female side or something that might be a little bit more human manageable.
Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
take that.
I still have, I'm still a strong believer that if you've got strong women that can move the barbell, I still think that's a big advantage on the grid.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
some lights just went off here. Because and I always, again, broken record, but I always say it's the things like you're doing hang cleans, they're doing like hang clusters.
Yeah.
And I don't care how strong you are,
Those are
it's
not fun.
always going to be slower.
Yeah.
Just got so much more movement to do. And
Yeah.
so if you've got, to divide the reps up, and like your female is struggling to do the cleans because it's a heavy barbell for her, so she can maybe like do 5, and then he's got to do 5 classes and then 5 and 5,
Right.
versus the girl that can knock out 15 and then
And
let
the
him
guy
do the
just does
final
5.
5.
Yeah.
Like it's just
That's a
that
game
you
changer for sure.
yeah. So yeah, but also obviously points on the ladder is always a bit like it's so funny hearing people. It's been 2-3 years I've heard people talking about like, oh, I just want to, I wanted to be on the ladder first of all, then I wasn't on the ladder, but
Yeah.
now I'm on I want to clear the ladder, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we are. Look who's just showed up here. Fico Gomez just in time.
Is that a shark?
That's Sharks, of course. He's trying to recruit you. Too late because she's
I've already
re-signed. We've
re-signed
seen
with
her
the
re-sign.
Breakers. What is it? Not what is it? Those who stay. That's our motto.
That is
So
now at this time. Yeah. Okay.
2026, here we come.
Oh, there's a couple of people I need to ask about, but that's a very much off air
Off the camera? Okay.
conversation.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I'm down to
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah. I gotta ask a few questions. Anyway, that's nice. So we've talked about cheer, which I knew nothing about, and I still don't know much about it, but I've understood that apparently it's a great building block for Grid League.
Yeah,
Because it's
I'd
two and a
say so.
half minutes of just go, which is the thing that people that come with like a CrossFit background aren't used to, because they're like,
Yeah,
oh, this, yes, I can do a sprint, but also I can do a 20-minute workout or a
40-minute chipper,
ask on
whatever.
camera.
Yeah.
Oh, Arthur, you're here.
Ask on
How's the
camera.
backflip practice going?
Yeah, he's over here stirring the pot.
Yeah, that's why you got a podcast. That's good. I've asked a lot of questions on camera, but I just wanted to ask about some teammates that I wasn't sure if they was coming back or not, and for maybe reasons that they don't want to share. I just need to quickly check if has there been, because I think the Palms have been announcing their re-signings recently. Trying
Yeah.
to see if did Arthur's name pop up? Is he back
I don't
there?
think I've seen him there yet.
So let's have a little quick
Yeah, we should be asking
peruse
you the
on the.
questions there, buddy.
Uh, he said he's going to get his backflip first. Let me see. Let me quickly pull at South Beach Palms. Let's see who have they re-signed. Henry, re-signed Henderson, re-signed Hudson. So I'm seeing a lot of re-signs here, but I don't see an Arthur. I agree. Ask the question live. Well, I mean, I was going to ask about.
No, talking about you. Talking
What?
about JoJo. Oh, he's asking if you're talking about JoJo.
No, I'm
I
not talking
said
about
we were
JoJo.
talking about him.
Yeah. Well, no, I was asking. Yeah. Well, Arthur, I want to know if you've re-signed. That's for sure. No, I was just going to ask about somebody who told me that maybe their career and
Like on the
life and
fence.
stuff was developing some stuff at the moment, and perhaps
Okay.
potentially they might have to take a year off the grid. And so I didn't know if that was like an official thing yet, or if maybe they were, because they were unsure. So I don't want to start
Yeah.
spreading rumors of people not coming back if maybe they are coming back. It
I
wasn't
don't want to
JoJo.
be the beginning of anything in the rumor mill. Keep me out of the drama.
No.
We can touch base after we get off the live.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
can be messy somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't know about JoJo. I haven't seen. I mean, I'm trying to think who has re-signed it. Who do you know that has re-signed so far? Let me have a look. Because
I
then
was
maybe
gonna say,
you'll mention one.
Yeah, we've started naming them off too. I know Shay and Josh
Yeah,
and
Josh,
Dylan,
Billy,
myself, Billy.
Vida,
Yep, Vita.
Dylan, you.
Yep.
Your one is sneaky because yours is on a reel, whereas like everybody else's, it's like a picture of them saying like re-signed.
Yeah,
And
which we've got.
your one you actually have to watch the reel and then it says re-signed. Like,
Yeah. So the league posted that one. We're posting, the Breakers page is posting the ones with the pictures. So there's going to be more coming out this week. I know they're all made, so keep your eyes open to see what Breakers are coming back as of right now, or who's joining us.
Yeah, now people do the Shay. Okay, I was looking at, like, and now with Instagram you get like the little circles pop up under the bottom when people have reshared them. I'm going, who's resharing this? Because that's a clue in itself. Who's resharing things? I mean, we got to ask. Should be asking Figo about the Sharks as well. Like, what's going on with the Sharks? What's going on?
Yeah, you're gonna have to have him on to dig into that.
Yeah, I don't know if he still comes on the show. He used to come on the show, and then no, he did come on after his victory as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, he didn't. We had 5 other people. I think I had 5 Sharks on, but I think he wasn't one of them. It's probably in the chat. Figo's been on this show before. He knows he's welcome anytime. He could probably just log in right now. Nothing. We have no team. Oh no. They were all just waiting for the win. Once they got the win, they
They're
retired
all jumping
undefeated.
ship.
Yeah.
No.
No,
I'm
no. And
not
they,
spreading any rumors or throwing any shade.
although, I mean, that would be the. Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. They haven't put any.
It's that
If
element
they,
of surprise too, you know? Like some teams are sharing some stuff, some teams aren't, and I think like whatever the media head coach situation like thinks is best. There might be that element of surprise that like they want to hold close to chest, whereas like I feel like a lot of the breakers have been very vocal about like, hey, we're coming back. Like, hey, we're not finished.
yeah,
Hey, like we have that unfinished business from this past season on social media already. So it's like, if we're saying that, why not just share like, hey, this person's
yeah,
resigned?
yeah. Maybe the Sharks are like the Rocky free, like they've got comfortable now. They're champions, and they don't have that hunger anymore. And the Breakers, they're more like they're the Club of Langs. They're the we're gonna fight and we're gonna
Yeah. I mean, I
so
hope that's not the case. You want every team to come in super competitive, showing up to be their best, and you want good grid matches. You don't want it to be a walk in the park because then, like, what's it worth? You want to beat the
yeah.
best of the best. So, like, bring them out.
Yeah, no, no. I always expect big things from the Sharks. They know that. I mean, they don't look done to me. Like they back to back. See, there we go. That's
Is that him in the
yeah,
chat?
yeah. If you go saying back to back, dynasty.
Breakers might have something to say about that.
That's what I want. This is what I want. This is what we need. Bit of
This is all
competition.
healthy. This is all healthy. It's not messy. Please, no one go take this as drama because I am not the one.
Uh, no, who is the one? No, I won't ask you.
Yeah, well, we'll take that off camera. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Speaking of,
Yeah,
yeah, because I've got oh no, I thought I had to train early tomorrow. I have a podcast recording at the box
nice.
followed by a workout. So I do the
Yeah,
one. Yeah. So I'll be doing that tomorrow morning, which means I should
fantastic.
probably go to bed at some point soon. So
I
we're
was
going to
gonna
start
say it's
wrapping this
late for
up.
you.
Thank you, Haley. I look forward to hopefully seeing you again in person next year if somehow all the planets align in a certain way that I don't know opens up some portal that goes from the UK to America, and then I might make it back to see some more grid.
Yeah, I hope they
If
do.
not,
Really enjoyed having you there this past year, and looking forward to hopefully more years with you in it.
yeah, let's see. I have to, just wait for the big investors to come into grid,
Yeah,
those that
yeah,
are willing to justify
yeah.
somehow getting me across.
Right.
I'll leave that to the more professional people can work that out. And I will also send Matt a message after this because I promised I would do that as well. So
Yep.
thank you very much, Haley. All the best in in the 2026 season.
Thank you.
Between now and then, have you got anything coming up that people should be checking out? Anything that they can support you on? Are you going to any competitions, events? I don't know, weddings. There's people who tend to be going to those these days as well. What's going on?
Yeah. No, not necessarily. I've got my brother and sister-in-law recently had a baby, so hoping to see my little nephew sometime soon. Train, get strong, get fast,
Yeah.
be mobile, work on my mental health, as an athlete, as a human, to be the best version of myself. And bake a lot of bread. I don't know if y'all know, but if you like sourdough bread, I bake a lot of it. So
Okay. Why
that's what
not?
I'll be doing.
Just another, string to your bow is also,
I
if you're
love
breaking bread,
baking bread. Yeah.
yeah. Bake enough of it, you can put it down. You've got like a nice soft floor. You can practice all your flips and stuff on there. If you land on your head, you're
Exactly.
fine. Just landing on
Yeah.
a piece of bread. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody in the chat. Fico, let's have a chat soon about what's going on with the Sharks. Arthur, we'll see. We'll see who backflips first, but it probably will be you. You're much more athletic than me. So, and as I get older, it doesn't get easier. I've found that's something they don't tell you, but that
Yeah.
is true. I will be back. Oof, I don't have a next show booked in yet, so I will be back next week. But who knows when and who knows with who? We'll
It'll
find
be a
out.
surprise.
It'll be announced at some point. But thank you, everyone, and of course, a big thank you once again to Haley.